Alright, so now that everybody's been shafted in their Skadi summons, now would probably be a good time for me to answer the question of, should you quit the game or should you re-roll if you don't get Skadi? This is why I kind of held off on doing a video of like, oh, Skadi is super good and you guys should try to summon for her, because I knew that if I made her out to be this super insane OP unit, there'd be a lot of people just quitting the game because they feel like they got shafted and they didn't get Skadi, which, to be fair, I'm kind of feeling that a lot right now because I went like 800 Saint cores deep and I got Scheherazade, so it didn't really go very well for me. But I am here to tell you guys that yes, Skadi is very, very good. She's going to help you quick loop and she's going to make farming just super brain dead. And one of the really good things she allows you to do is you have, double Skadi, your farmer, and then you can load up your backline with a bunch of event CEs. So it makes it really easy because you only really need to use 3 servants and the back 3 can be holding CEs, they can be leveling up bond. It's just very, very efficient. However, even if you don't have Skadi, you can still do this. For one, there's still the tried and true buster farming, right? Where you just have 3 servants that have a starting charge CE, and you either use a battery or your Merlin to get them to 100%, and each one of them clears a wave. It's probably the least efficient way to do things, because again, you can't really hold a lot of event CEs. You have to be holding something with starting charge, and you'll do better on some events than others, right? Like if there's one event that has a 50% battery CE, you'll do really well in that event. But if not, if it's just, like Nero Fest, where it's like, hey, here's a gut CE, or like, well, I can't really farm very well with that. That doesn't really do me any good. But there's also the arts meme that you can do, and a lot of people missed out on this because they think you need to be running like double Tamamo, or that you even need Tamamo in general to do arts looping. And I'm seeing a lot of people just completely gloss over Paracelsus getting his update on NA. His 3rd skill is targetable 50% NP gain, which if you have that paired with a Tamamo, a Nero Bride, or another Paracelsus, really all you need is basically what you were already going to have for Skadi farming, and that's a Kaleidoscope, or even better, a Limit Broken K-Scope. Because as soon as you get that NP rolling, you're never going to stop NPing until the skill wears off. So even if you didn't pull Skadi, you can still do arts memes and just continually loop everything. Now, to make a little bit of you guys just feel a bit better, we're going to look at Skadi as a unit. This is kind of the Skadi video, but I wanted to preface it with this huge block in the front that's like, you don't need Skadi. You can use buster farming to still do 3 turns. It is just objectively the least efficient. Arts farming is basically the same thing as Skadi farming. It's just nobody really wants to use Paracelsus because he's not as cute as Skadi, and nobody has Tamamo, or they think they need double Tamamo. But Skadi's skills are pretty good, right? Her first skill is basically Merlin's hero creation. None of the HP benefits, but the same mana burst level and the same quick crit ability, except the crit damage lasts for 3 turns, so you're gonna get a lot more damage out of Skadi in those 3 turns than you would with Merlin, but Merlin helps you survive a little bit. Her second skill is very similar to Merlin's as well, because they both lower the crit chance of the opponent, but Merlin has an AoE invincibility, whereas Skadi lowers the opponent's defense, which helps a lot of your quick servants get their overcharge and helps them refund their NP. So it's better for the quick gameplay, but you're missing out on a lot of hard survivability, and we'll get to that in just a little bit as well. And then finally, she just has a flat 50% NP charge skill, which I get why there's nothing else attached to this, but really it could have been like just something, right? Just like critical star generation, maybe just something low like 20%. Maybe it gave them debuff resistance for 1 time. Just something attached to this would have just made it a bit better, because right now it's just, here's 50% charge, bam, and you're like, that's nice, but there's not many skills in the game that are just one effect. So this is going to get buffed eventually in the future, and it would have already been nice if it already had something, because now we're going to be expecting like, okay, what are they going to stick onto this? And I really do think that something like debuff resistance would have been really good, or debuff immunity. That would have actually given Skadi a lot of usefulness and a lot of challenge quests. You might have seen people meme about her NP, because her NP really, you never use it. And I mean, you look at it, it's kind of nice, right? The overcharge is reducing damage taken. You're immune to insta-kills, which is, it's weird, alright? Let's just be honest, it's weird. You get an evasion for 1 attack for 3 turns, and it buffs your crit damage by 30 to 50% depending on NP level. Now, this would have been really, really good if it was like an AoE evasion, but it was for 1 turn and not just 1 hit. Because then it would have basically been Merlin's illusion skill, but on an NP. It would have been a little worse, because evasion's a little bit worse than invincibility, because evasion can be pierced by pierce invincibility and sure hit, whereas invincibility can only be pierced by pierce invincibility. But it still would have been really good. It would have given Skadi some survivability, but she's really only here for farming. Like, you can use her in challenge quests, like this setup, because you can do a 3-turn loop. Like, say you have Okita and you're taking on some Lancer boss. You can just pop her NP 3 times, but if any of the bosses or any of the farming nodes go on longer than 3 turns, you're gonna die. You're in for a really bad time, because then at that point, Skadi does nothing for you. So that's why I'm trying to really press here that yes, Skadi is very, very good. She makes farming very efficient and brain dead, but that's pretty much her primary focus. She has some use in challenge quests, but you're gonna find times too where you're gonna be like, this fight is gonna be longer than 3 turns. Like, a lot of these Lost Belt fights that are coming up are gonna be way longer than 3 turns, and if you bring double Skadi, you're asking for a really bad time. And this is where people are gonna cite like random challenge quests where somebody got really lucky and they managed to pull it off. You know, that's not what I'm talking about. You're not that lucky person. You'll try to attempt it, and then, you know, you'll just get like crit down and killed, and you'll be like, oh, that kind of sucks. You know, it does come down to a lot of RNG at the end of the day as well. But just know that if you don't have Skadi, you can still farm with something like arts. Like, this is kind of also just a big shill video for the arts memes, because it's so good. Like, even if you yourself don't have Skadi, just bring 1 Skadi, and then like your Lancelot, your Dante's, your Parvati, and then like a Nero Bride or a Paracelsus, because I know every single one of you has a Paracelsus. Bring him, level up his 3rd skill, and see how well you loop. You'll do just fine. And you could even mess with that combination a little bit too. Like, I don't know, say there's a really beefy assassin in wave 2, well then just bring Sanzo. She gives NP gain and she'll be able to take it out. Or there's a really like beefy archer wave, I don't know, you bring a Reshkigal. You know, you can make buy without having Skadi. It's just maximum efficiency, you need double Skadi. But I don't know, I'm a little all over the place in this video, because I feel like a lot of people in the community need to hear this, right? That you can have Skadi, she's very, very good, but again, you do not need her. There's going to be a lot of situations where you can't just go in with her. You know, she's not like Merlin. Merlin is built to where he can go into anything and he'll do fine. He'll help you farm, he'll help you blow stuff up in challenge quests, he'll do good anywhere, right? It's just he's not as good of a farmer as Skadi, but he can still farm pretty well. Like, you'll still get it done in 3 turns. It's just you can't pack as many events CE. But I don't know, yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. If you guys enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. My main channel is linked in the description. I just put out a video on my Yuri, actually. My Twitch is linked in the description. I was going to stream my Skadi rolls, but after that GSSR summon that you guys should have watched over there, it's pretty bad. I didn't want to stream it all and do my summons. I was just not interested. But Twitter and everything else is linked in the description. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. You can attempt to get Skadi when all these like raid ups are done, but don't sweat it if you don't actually end up pulling, alright? Like, calm down again, pull the characters you want, especially if you have somebody like Waver, Merlin, or Tamamo already. You're definitely going to be fine. There's no reason for you to flip out or anything. But I'm gonna get out of here. You guys have yourselves a nice day. Drink your water, wear your mask, and I'm out of here. Peace. Late, guys.